All right, guys, how the heck are you? I am Fastidious. Let's talk about limited heroes.
Fastidious.
Fastidious.
They are throwing a lot of reruns at us, baby. We are having Falsia return in just 3 days' time, this Thursday, June the 26th. Falsia returns, but there's a lot more to it than that. So what am I talking about? Well, it's the theme of this video. Who is going to be the next new limited hero? And if the next limited after Falsia is a rerun, which rerun will it be? And could it be some new outside the box thing, or maybe it's some kind of limited selector? There's a lot to talk about, so let me start with the dev insight news and nuggets they've been putting out on Discord the past, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. A lot of players are asking, when is Kagiri coming? And the devs are saying he's scheduled. Now some players started asking, when is Captain Reeve coming? And you know what the devs are saying? He's scheduled. We also know Falsia is very much scheduled, just 3 days from the time this video is coming out. So if we have Falsia scheduled in 3 days, they're saying at some point in the nearish future, Kagiri is scheduled and Captain Reeve is scheduled. How could all this be possible? Especially when we know in less than a month's time, the anniversary is coming, a brand new class of heroes is entering the game, and if they really wanted to hype things up and make this a banging anniversary, I think any developer would probably release a new limited that was of the new class in conjunction with the anniversary. That's what I would expect, at least. So we got Falsia, we have a scheduled Reeve, we have a scheduled Kagiri, and we have a likely new limited. You'd at least think so. How could they accommodate all of this? I think it's likely that they're going to just be inundating us with this. We're going to get flooded with limited banners, or perhaps more likely, they will finally introduce some kind of limited selector banner. So what could that look like? How could Reeve be coming and Kagiri be coming and maybe a new limited be coming? And when's Gwendolyn ever going to get her second rerun? Maybe we go to summoning here, we get a banner, and you choose which limited is your limited that you're guaranteed at 200 summons. I actually think that's the only, this is just me spitballing here, but to me, that's the only reasonable way we could actually have all this stuff being scheduled and being available, because the devs keep dropping nuggets, as I said, and what are they going to do? They're going to run Falsia, and 2 weeks later Kagiri, and 2 weeks later Reeve, and then somewhere in between there a new limited, and then Gwendolyn, and then this and this and this. It just seems untenable. Also, if we zoom out big picture, this is by far the longest we've ever gone in this game since we got our first limited ever, Captain Reeve, at the end of August, beginning of September 2023. This is the longest drought we've ever had between new limited banners. So lately, we're getting all reruns, right? We had a Nora, then we had Sung Wukong, now we're getting Falsia in 3 days. We know Kagiri and we know Captain Reeve are scheduled. I mean, that's 5 reruns that have been talked about, 2 that have happened, 1 that's about to happen, 2 scheduled since our last new limited, which was Diao Chan. What happened before that? Well, less than 2 months before Diao Chan, 6 weeks, we had Sun Wukong. About exactly 2 months before that, we had Kagiri. Then we had a rerun for Lust. But then we had the anniversary before Kagiri, which was about exactly 2 months again. That was Anora. 2 weeks before Anora, we had Dahlia, and so on and so on. You get the theme, right? This is the biggest layoff we've ever had between limiteds. It seems like we're due, but then we're also getting all these reruns. They're also teasing future reruns, right? When it comes to those dev Q&As, when they say things like scheduling, they're choosing those questions. It's not like between each week of dev Q&As, players only ask 27 or 30 questions. They curate those questions based on what they want to answer and thus what information they want to communicate or what concerns they want us to be confident they're addressing. So they choose the Reeve thing. They choose the Kagiri thing. Time and time again, this stuff plays out. We don't know the exact timeline, but it's coming. How could it all be coming? I think there certainly is a likelihood there's got to be some kind of this or that, or maybe there's 5 different things and you have to pick. So what does this mean for you guys? Well, I want to do a little theory crafting and chat about what could be coming, but also I wanted to inform you, how do you spend all of your summoning resources? If you're like me, you haven't been summoning a lot lately because you've been anticipating limited banners and because you've been anticipating new heroes and big stuff for the anniversary. I definitely believe that doesn't mean you shouldn't summon at all, but I think a lot of us haven't been summoning at all or have been summoning in a very conservative, sparing manner. What should you do as we head into anniversary season about 2 weeks from now? You would think the anniversary is fully actually kicked off and loaded at the latest by this week here, the week of July 14th. I would say we're going to get some kind of limited banner happening on the 16th or the 17th of July. So what can you do? I do think most people should pull back immensely on the summoning if they haven't already. Some people should outright just stop summoning completely. Others should just be very conservative about it. What could that look like? If you're free to play and very strapped on resources, maybe the Falsia banner actually at this point is a skip, right? I think for the vast majority of other players, you should get at least the copy. But also, another group of players, if you already have Falsia, do you really need an awakening? Probably not. Unless you're really locked and loaded on resources, or you really want Falsia dupes, you want to work towards that A3 of hers, which is very powerful. I think the vast majority of players, you just need that one copy. So if you never got her before, get her for the Pokédex. She did get a big buff a few months ago, and she is really good. You'll get content on that this week. But without a doubt, you don't want to overextend yourself on this banner, right? We have these 2 scheduled things coming. We know there's going to be new stuff. We know the new class is hard confirmed, like it's on the teaser banner at this point and stuff like that, right? So where does that leave us? Be as conservative and frugal with your expenditure of summons as you possibly can. So if that means skipping a Falsia banner, for some of you, maybe that's what you have to do. I strongly believe if you don't have her and you can make it work, you should absolutely go for her. 200 summons is not that much, especially when they're going to be throwing a lot of resources at us for the anniversary. You can already see there's a new event sign-in coming. This is going to have ancient shards as part of it. There'll be rare shards in there as well. We've got another 7-day sign-in here. This is going to have both things. So what is this? We got an event with ancients, event sign-in, 7-day sign-in with ancients and rares. We got a wizard's horde with more rares. There's going to be redeem shops. All this stuff's going to happen more and more and more over the next few weeks. So I really think if you don't have her, you should heavily consider going for her. We'll talk about that more on Wednesday. But all in all, try to have the big picture view at this point. For a long time now, people have been saying, oh, it's anniversary season, blah, blah, blah. And I've been I've very much been pushing against that, being like, no, the anniversary is going to be middle of July. It's farther away than you think. At this point, June's almost over. It is no longer farther away than you think, and we're getting more and more information. I'm hoping we get even more by the end of the week. So that's my 2 cents. I think we could get some kind of limited selector. That's how they're going to make it possible that it's like Reeve or Kagiri or maybe a Gwendolyn, or maybe that even includes the new limited. I know that would piss off a lot of players if you have to choose between a new limited and your first Kagiri or very important Kagiri awakenings you've been hoping for. I hope they don't do it like that, but I want to at least start talking about it because I think it's possible. So there you go. That's the meat of this video. There's 2 other things I want to talk about. As part of being one of the featured creators of this game, there's a big group of us at this point, but they're providing us this creator collaborator event where we all have our individual codes. I have mine. I haven't even seen what it is yet. I'm sorry, I was away for the whole weekend, but I obviously want to share that with you guys as soon as possible. But I'd like to make it part of some fun event or competition or giveaway. So if you guys have any ideas, what would be a fun way to give away that code, to announce the code and share it with you as part of a bigger giveaway or event or competition and make it a little more anniversary-y and fun, let me know in the comment section below. The final thing, and I'm going to make sure this part is entirely unedited. Some of you may have noticed, probably most of you didn't, I haven't posted a Watcher of Realms video in over 48 hours. I've never gone more than 1 day without posting a Watcher of Realms video in the entire existence of this channel. This channel's rebirth after I didn't use it for several years. Once this channel came back, the second existence of this channel as a Watcher of Realms channel. Basically, I did have a wedding this weekend for one of my best friends from growing up. I did have to do so much driving. I was traveling a lot, but also I could have still filmed and I chose not to. And it wasn't really just being a vacation because I still did a lot of other work for other games and I did a lot of other offline, off-camera stuff behind the scenes. This is the first time since I started playing the game on whatever it was, August 4th, 2023, that I'm just like not 100% jazzed. I thought I'd at least share that with you guys. I'm just not thrilled about what the stuff happening in the game right now. I don't think anything's bad. I actually think they've done a pretty good job with content. But all in all, I just think we're in such desperate need for like a bigger marketing push and then without a doubt, content that is for everyone. When it comes to like the new hard version and expert version of Chapter 9, like I haven't even touched it, but also it's hard for me to get excited about it because I'd love to stream it and make content on it, but this isn't accessible to a huge portion of the player base. I feel the same way with the gear raids 22, 23, and 24. I haven't even pushed gear raid 3 at all. I know I can do it. I've done many takeovers on this at this point, but it's just hard for me to make myself care. It's not that I don't think the game's good, but for me, something's stale right now. And again, this isn't even a complaint. This isn't a whine. I just figured this is how I'm feeling, so I should at least share it at some point in one video. I didn't want to make a whole video about that. But yeah, if you notice, hey, this guy used to post 2 to 3 Watch of Realms videos a day, and now it's like maybe 1 to 2, and now look at that, he didn't post for 2 days. It's not entirely by coincidence. I didn't intend to not post, but the past 2 or 3 weeks, it's harder to motivate myself to. I do have a huge list of ideas I can always draw back on, but it's hard to get as jazzed up as I normally get. I'm hoping for me and probably a lot of us, this is going to be like an invigorating, exciting new launch of a new chapter of the game with this anniversary, but also maybe it won't be. I don't know. And I figured I'd voice that concern because, yeah, man, I don't know. Like, I can't get over this. This is where I'll end it. But whereas the little teaser thing they'd said, like, upcoming, where is it? Oh my God, I hate that I can never find this stuff.
Someone make this stop.
Like this thing, anniversary sneak peek. This is a sneak peek of the sneak peek. We know it's coming mid-July. Is this the entire sneak peek that they're saying rich rewards, new class, new features? I mean, you've got a game that's been on a downward decline steadily since December 2024. We're talking over half a year now, right? It was like since mid-December this game was peaking. Now it's past mid-June. It's been over 6 months, over half a year. Go look at the Google Analytics and stuff. It's just a downward line. Not such a steep downward line, but a downward line. And like this is the moment where you do a marketing push, you build a lot of hype, you know, you give the information to the players, you actually have a teaser, you actually have a sneak peek. I'm not seeing it. And I feel like maybe some people, you know, overseas that are running this game are kind of giving up on the game, and it's getting harder and harder to not give up on the game. I don't want to give up on the game. I still love the game. I love doing my takeovers every day. I'm doing takeovers offline every day. It keeps the game fresh for me. But without that, then it'd be hard for me to say if the game would be fresh for me at all. Figured I'd vent about that. Figured I'd talk about that. There you go. I've been Fastidious. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, any thoughts, and certainly any ideas for how we can make that promo code part of a bigger giveaway video or contest or something so the video is more interesting, let me know, baby. Thank you. Share with your mother. Goodbye.
Fastidious.